Shalom and good afternoon. Greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. The rain is coming down hard. Wind is blowing. The big palm tree outside my window is just going back and forth, back and forth. I had actually decided to go outside and record this important video message with the backdrop of the community where I'm staying, but I didn't get a chance to get around to doing it before the rain came. So now I'm sitting here actually wearing this nice pajama, pasha, how do you say it in English? Shawl kind of thing that was a present. Today the Israeli president was given the results of the election, and now today, Thursday and Friday, he is inviting leaders of the different parties to come and tell him what person they would recommend to form a new government. We know that it's going to be Benjamin Netanyahu, so this coming Sunday, he will be summoned to the president of Israel, and Benjamin Netanyahu will officially be given the task of forming a new government. Who would have thought, if we look back in time? Well, we knew it would happen because it's prophecies being fulfilled. The story of the Jewish people wandering in the deserts, trying to be eradicated down through history in numerous occasions, taking slaves, being slaves. I mean, every time you open the Bible, you're reading the history of this great nation. You're reading the history of the Jewish people. Today, in 2022, I'm sitting in this Jewish community, and in order for those people living here to be safe, this whole community is surrounded by a fence, and there are armed guards 24/7. It shouldn't be like that, right? If you think about what the Jewish people has had to go through down through history, shouldn't they be safe living in their God-given homelands? Esther Hogan was a beautiful lady who was out running one day. She was the mother of, I believe it was 6 children. And she met an Arab who literally attacked her and crushed her head with a skull. And he admitted he just wanted to murder a Jew. Oya Ansbacher was a 19-year-old Jewish girl who was out walking in the forest here in Jerusalem. She was savagely attacked, raped, and stabbed to death by an Arab who admitted he just wanted to murder a Jew. A couple of days ago, a Jewish father passed away after he was stabbed in the stomach in a terror attack. Him and his son stopped in an Arab city, and when they found out he was Jewish, they stabbed him in the stomach, and unfortunately he passed away, another victim of terrorism here in Israel. Today is a very special day. It's the Kristallnacht. It's the day of the broken glass. In 1938, the Nazis, the SS, the Hitler Youth attacked Jewish people in Austria, in Germany, and they burned down their houses, they vandalized their houses, they attacked women and children, they arrested and deported many Jewish men to the concentration camps. They burned down synagogues, and the Jewish people was literally just fair games. They were attacked, and the regular German did nothing. The world looked, they did nothing. And we know this was the beginning of the horror of the Holocaust. The Jewish people were deported to concentration camps. They endured horrors that we can't even fathom. The skin was peeled off their living bodies and turned into lampshades, placed in the houses of the SS officers. We know a lot of them was just sent directly to the ovens, the crematoriums, burned alive. They were gassed. The stories of the Holocaust, the concentration camps, and unfathomable. There are Holocaust survivors living here in Israel, Holocaust survivors living around the world, and some of them are dying every single day, and the stories are fading out. And what are we doing about it? It's so easy to say, never again, we will never forget. But look what happened today. Jewish people are still being persecuted, haunted, and killed for no other reason than being Jewish. Someone told me once, Jane, the people who is doing something today are the people who would have done something during the Second World War. What are you doing about it? because the side against Israel, the BDS movement, the lies of occupation, the lies of apartheid, are funded by hundreds of millions of dollars every day, even though all they have is lies. All they have is fabrication of history. Open a history book, open your Bible, and you will see the true history of this great nation that God single-handed out amongst many, many enemy countries to be the homeland for the Jewish people. If Israel didn't have one of the best militaries in the world, this nation would have been jumped many years ago. But you see, God put his name down. When it comes to Israel and God, it's like this, and that's what so many people are forgetting. When you touch Israel, you're touching the apple of God's eye. When you touch Israel, you are touching the apple of God's eyes. God fights for Israel. Why? Because this is his nation. This is his people. This is God's piece of real estate in the world. And nobody has the mandate to give this land away. Nobody has the mandate to tell the Jewish people that they need to vacate Judea and Samaria and have a terror state in the biblical heartland of Israel. Nobody has that mandate. Didn't we learn anything from history? The Jewish people are home in their God-given homelands. And on this Sunday, Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be given the mandate to form a new government. My wish and prayer is, as someone who has dedicated her life to stand with Israel and to speak up for Israel every day, that the Jewish people will unite, that this nation from the left and the right is going to unite. There's been a lot of division over all of these elections that has been down here. Come together, put your differences aside, because when you unite and you become strong, your enemies become weaker, and you need it for such a time as this. This nation is going to be attacked on all fronts. That's why the Israeli militaries have had these drills, because they know one day it's coming. And one day Israel will have to attack in Iran. And at that day, this nation needs to be united. Why don't you start now? For all of you Israel lovers around the world, speak up for Israel. Stand with Israel. Speak up in any way you can. Support Israel in any way you can. And most importantly, come here. Plant your feet on holy ground. Come here. Show the Jewish people nothing is going to keep us away. We are going to come here. You're going to travel all over Judea and Samaria. You're going to go to the Jewish communities. You're going to support the brave pioneers who is living in Judea and Samaria. You're going to go visit the brave people who is living right next to Gaza, who is traumatized and is running for their lives every time rockets are flying in. Come here and show them we love you, we stand with you, united. We know that this is your nation. So on this day, on Kristallnacht, I am saying, I will not just say never again. We will always remember. We will never forget. I am going to do the best that I can, to the best of my abilities, to stand for Israel, to speak for Israel. Even though I'm sitting here with a broken phone, my computer is 8 years old. I need a new phone, I need a new computer, and a new home. And when these things are taken care of, I will be even better in sharing for all of you around the world what is truly, truly happening in the Jewish state. May God bless you. May God bless Israel for such a time as this. We will never be quiet. We will always speak the truth about this great nation that God has called his own. Bye.